month of May is National Military Appreciation Month, and with over 11,700 active duty service members in the Tampa Bay area, as well as more than 100,000 military veterans in Hillsborough County alone, we at the Tampa Bay Chamber thought it would be a great opportunity to showcase some of the members of the military right here in our own community. Today, we're joined by Damiron, who is the Manager of Military and Veteran Strategic Partnerships at National University, and he's also the Chairman of our 2023 Military Advisory Committee. Welcome, Leo. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, Lisa. How are you?
Good. Tell us how you and your family came to the decision of settling in Tampa Bay after you were leaving the Marines.
So in short, because it's home. Tampa's always been home. But to kind of give you a little bit more context, so originally I was born and raised in New York, a typical Floridian transplant from the north. I came down here in 2005, lived here for a couple of years, helped my family get situated and settled before leaving to the Marine Corps. So I did that for 8 years, found my then wife and had a couple of children, and with all the bouncing around between deploying and permanent changes of station, we had a conversation very early on in our relationship and establishing our family that we didn't want to bounce our kids around. We've seen so many folks who chose to make a career of it, and throughout the 20 to 30 years that they serve, their kids go to an unreal amount of schools, and we didn't want to put our kids through that situation of having to constantly readjust. Mm-hmm. So we decided that if and when the time came that we would get out and separate from our service, that we would again come down to Tampa and make that home and give them roots to establish. We had some family here in the area as well, so that was our primary driving factor.
Wow. So how would you describe the relationship with the community and how it's been because of your connection, your membership in the Tampa Bay Chamber?
It's been unreal, to be quite honest with you. So I've been a chamber. I entered as a board partner level member back in June of last year. And within a very short amount of time, it was turned around and they were making introductions and telling me events to attend. So very quickly, I felt I became ingrained in the local community, specifically the business and military community, which is what I hope to really impact, again, both personally as a veteran myself and professionally within my role with National University. So it's been, again, within that first year, I've had the opportunity, thankfully, to become not only a part of the Military Advisory Committee, but to take over as its chair. So it's just been one wonderful opportunity after another to have a chance to really meet folks at the ground level and show them what it is that I look to accomplish within the community.
What advice would you give that military family who is about to transition into civilian life?
I would say start the process as soon as you can. At a minimum of a year out, begin having those conversations with your family about what the best practices should be to facilitate your transfer wherever it is that you look to move. Secondly, and I'm sure folks are going to get tired of hearing this from me, but network. You have to put yourself out there and network and get to know folks within the community that you're seeking to become a part of. The military doesn't really do a very good job, if I'm being honest, about preparing folks. We have what they call a TAPS, or a Transition Assistance Program, which is generally a week-long course where you're kind of going through in very, very quick fashion. Here are the best tips and practices for how to become a civilian again. But it's not enough, being quite honest. So being willing to get a jump start and doing the work, I'd say, would be my final piece of it, because there is no shortage of organizations and institutions who are willing to provide some of those resources and provide the level of access that you need to make the transition, whatever that may look like for you individually, right? So be sure that you tap into those resources, whether it's at the chamber or, again, other local organizations, to be able to take advantage and position yourself and your family for success post-military life.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for your service to our country.
My genuine pleasure, Lisa. Thank you so much for having me.